Hey everybody, Chevy, nobody else's auto out here on the Kansas prairie. This location, we bought several cars and trucks. We're giving you a quick as is, where is, as found glimpse at these things. Then we're gonna take a little better look at them when we get back to the yard. Next one we've got here to take a quick look at, this old Malibu. It's just a 4-door, but any of these old G-body GM cars, always on the lookout for them, even though this one's rough. Still got bits and pieces on them, still better than going to the crusher. Let's take a quick look at it, as found. Well, here she is, out here on the prairie. Old farm equipment, all kinds of stuff scattered around. The old John Deere combine, be sure to check that out on the video with the Chevy truck. Nose and stuff still intact on this car. You know, the grill and bumper's gone, but the header's still there. Still bits and pieces on this car. Lots of trim, little things like that. But there again, go to the shredder or haul it in and save it, because there's gonna be bits and pieces people are gonna need. We'll see some of the old farm equipment scattered around out here still. Some of this stuff's been here for decades and decades and decades. So we got the tractor sitting over there running. We're gonna start moving some of this stuff around so we can get it lined up where I can get back in here to load it. So we better get to work. We'll show you a little bit better look at this Malibu once we get her hauled back to the yard. Well, we got this old Malibu out of the pasture, loaded up, hauled in here to the yard. So let's take a little bit better look at it, even though there's not a heck of a lot left of it. But I also had another G-body come in shortly after this one, an El Camino. So we're gonna check it out as well. Once again, it's pretty rough too. However, these were both heading to the scrapper if I didn't grab them. So bear that in mind, that even though these are rough, there's still pieces here, and literally that's where they were headed. In fact, the El Camino, they already had a cable around the roof, picking it up, getting ready to throw it in a scrap box when I found it. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at them real quick right now. Well, here's the Malibu, and here's the El Camino. So let's go ahead and start walking around this Malibu, then we're gonna check out the El Camino. 78, 79 era 4-door Malibu. I've got several 78, 79 Malibus here on the ground, nobody else's auto, but they were all 2 doors and wagons. I didn't have any 4 doors. So there again, this car was a little rough, but it was headed to the shredder if I didn't grab it, so I went ahead and picked it up. Header panel still intact and in pretty good shape. Hard to find piece for these single headlight cars. Does still have some trim on it. Doors are all still here. Inside of this car is also pretty rough. A lot of the dash has been stripped out of it. Some of the pieces are still laying here, but not a heck of a lot left on the inside of this car. The seat cores, maybe a few dash pieces, but just not a heck of a lot left inside this little Malibu. Work our way on around the back, and a lot of the rear stuff is gone as well. Taillights and everything are already gone. So just bits and pieces left. But that's still a heck of a lot more than what was going to be left if this thing ended up being flat. Now, shortly after I picked up this Malibu, ended up with another G-body. So I put it right here beside this one for the time being so we could share it with you. These will end up in the G-body section eventually. Probably got around 40 G-bodies in stock right now altogether. There again, this one is really bad. And we can see literally they had a cable wrapped around the roof of this thing because they were dragging it out of the trees and gonna throw it in the scrap bin, and it was gonna be gone. So I bought a couple of other cars there where this came from. So I thought, well, what are you doing with that? And they said, it's going for junk. So I made them an offer on it because there are still pieces here. There's still some trim on it. This is a newer one. It is a 4 headlight car, so it is into the early to mid 80s era. But it's just kind of banged up and beat up, a little bit of everywhere. But there again, its fate was going to be flat and there would be nothing left. So even though it's just little knick-knack pieces, trim, dash is all gone out of this one already. There's no engine in it. But considering its alternate fate of being completely worthless, I figured I had to go ahead and bring it in and save it. It was a Conquista, and it was pretty close to the yard. It wasn't a real long haul, so I just couldn't let it go to the shredder, even though it is definitely one of the rougher ones. Even though they literally had the cable wrapped around the roof, ready to haul this thing in for scrap, I still thought there was enough here to justify bringing it in, putting it out over in the section with all the rest of the G bodies, because I know there are still pieces on there that are going to help save some other El Caminos. So there's the pair of G bodies for tonight, the 4-door Malibu and the El Camino. So there you have it, a couple more G bodies added to inventory. If you got any questions about these cars, any of the other G bodies I've got here, or any of the other 2,000 cars and trucks I've got on the ground here at Nobody Else's Auto, just give me a call. 620-786-4428. We can have a short conversation about your project or what you're looking for a project, year, make, model, body style. I need all that information to know if I may or may not have something here that can help you out. So just give me a call, 620-786-4428. That number is in the description. Text, emails, they're never complete. They just don't work. Just give me a call so we can have that short conversation, see if I've got anything here that can help you out. You like old cars, you like old trucks, be sure to check out the channel, Nobody's Show. That's all we do on here, old cars, old trucks. I've been dragging in a ton of cool new inventory, slowly getting through the videos on that. You don't want to miss any of those as well, and there's a lot of that stuff coming up. So definitely click that subscribe button and click that notification button as well. We do a lot of cool live stuff on here. You don't want to miss any of that either. So hope you enjoyed the G bodies. Stay tuned. Tons more cool new inventory coming up. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hope to see you soon on the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody.